Zechariah chapter 14. Hinne yom ba l'Yahweh. Behold, a day is coming for Yahweh. W'hulak shalalek b'qirbek. And thy spoil shall be divided in thy midst. Wahasafti et kol hagoyim el Yerushalem. And I shall gather all the nations to Yerushalem, la milhama, for the war. Wenilkada ha'ir, wenashassu habbathim, wehannathim tishachavna. And the city shall be captured, and they shall be plundered. The houses shall be plundered, and the women shall be ravished. Wayasha hati ha'ir bagola. And half of the city shall go out into the exile. Wayetraha'am lo yikaret min ha'ir. And the rest of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Wayasha Yahweh Winilham bagoyim hahem. And Yahweh shall go out, and he shall battle among those nations, against those nations. Kuyom hillahamu b'yom qarab. As when he fought in the day of the battle. So Yahweh is going to fight against those nations that come against Yerushalem. So get right with God so that you'll be rightly guided and you won't be coming up. If you continue thinking that it's okay to not pay attention to what God has revealed in His Word, if you do not love the truth of God's Word, you will be caught in a great delusion that's going to come on the whole world. The scriptures say it. And you will be gathered to fight against Jerusalem so that God will destroy you. God will destroy you. Because He knows your heart, whether you're responding to His truth or not. Whether you're responding the right way to His truth. Are you taking it to heart that you might be saved? Because if not, you'll be gathered to be destroyed. Now, some religions are very obviously counterfeit. They are motivated to destroy the Jews already. This is an obvious sign that this is a false religion, that this is not what God has sent for His people to be obedient to, but rather is part of a delusion so that these people may be marked and destroyed. So get out of that false religion. Come to the truth that God revealed through His prophets long ago. Wa'amadu raglayu bayom hahu al-har hazetim atra al-pene Yerushalem miqedem. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the mountain of the olives, which is upon the face of Yerushalem from the east. وَنِبْقَعْ هَرَّ هَزَيْتِمْ مَهْثِيُّ. And the mountain of the olives shall be split from its half. Mizraha, from its half eastward, Wayama, and westward. Geh Gedola Mohud, a very great, very big valley. Wamasha Hathi Hahar Thafona, Wehethio Negba. And the half of the mountain shall move northward, and its half southward. Wanasatem Geharai Ki Yagi Ge harim el athal, and ye shall flee by the valley of my mountains, for the valley of the valley of mountains shall approach to Athal. وَنَسَتَمْ كَهَتَرَ نَسَتَمْ مِبْنَ هَرَعَشْ بِيَمَي عُزِّيَّا مَلْكِ يَهُودَا. And ye shall flee like ye fled from the face of the earthquake in the days of Uzziah the king of Yehudah. Ubah Yahweh Elohai kol kadoshim imach, and Yahweh my God shall come, all his holy ones with thee, all the holy ones with thee. Wahaya bayom hahu, and it shall be in that day, lo yehor yaqarot wqipaon. There shall not be light, and the precious ones. There's a bit of trouble in the translation here. The Greek text says, there shall be no light. And there shall be one day cold and frost, and that day shall be known to the Lord. And it shall be one day, it is known to Yahweh. Lo hayom v'lo halayla. It shall not be day, and it shall not be night. Not day and not night. Wahaya la'eta gharb yihyahor. And it shall be at the time of the sunset, there shall be light. Wahaya bayom hahu yeshahu mayim hayim mi Yerushalem. And it shall be in that day, living waters shall go out from Yerushalem. Hethyam el hayam haqadmoni. Their half to the sea, the eastern sea. Hethyam el hayam ha'acharon. And their half to the sea, the western sea, the sea behind. Baqais wabahorab yihya. In the summer and in the winter it shall be, the 2 times of the year. Wahaya Yahweh lemelech, and Yahweh shall be for a king, ala kol ha'aretz, over all the earth. Bayom hahu yihya Yahweh ehad, ushemo ehad. And it shall be in that day, Yahweh shall be one, and his name one. Yisob kol ha'aretz ka'arabah. The land shall be turned, all the land shall be turned like a Arabah, like the Arabah. Migeva l'Rimmon, from Geva to Rimmon. Negeb Yerushalem, south of Yerushalem. Warahama, Wayathaba Tahatha L'Mithagar Binyamin. عد مقوم ثغر هريشون عد ثغر هبينيم ومجدل حنانهيل على يقبي هملك. And it shall rise, and it shall dwell in its place, from the gate of Binyamin unto the place of the gate, the first gate, unto the gate of the corners, and the tower of Hananel, unto the wine vats of the king. Wayathabu, and they shall dwell in it. And a curse or a devotion shall no longer be. Still shall no longer be. Yathaba Yerushalem la betah, and Yerushalem shall dwell for safety. Wadot tihya hammagefa atrayigof Yahweh et kol ha'amim atrath Abahu al Yerushalem. And this shall be the plague which Yahweh shall strike all the peoples which warred against Jerusalem. Ha-mek b'sharo. Its flesh shall rot. Wuhu ha'omed ala ragalayu. And it is standing upon its feet. Wa'enayu, and its eyes, timmakna bechorehem, shall rot in their sockets. Ulashono timmak befihem, and its tongue shall rot in their mouth. Wahaya bayom hahu tihya muhumatiyah rabba bahim, and it shall be in that day, there shall be a tumult of Yahweh, a great tumult among them. وَهَزِيقُ إِيشِ يَضْرِعَهُ, and they shall grasp a man the hand of his neighbor. وَعَالَتَا يَادُ عَلَى يَضْرِعَهُ, and his hand shall go up against the hand of his neighbor. وَغَمَ يَهُودَا تِلَّهِمْ بِيَرُوشَالَيْم, and also Yehudah shall fight in Jerusalem. وَأُصَفْحِلْ كُلَّ هَغْغُويِيمْ سَابِيب, and all the wealth of all the nations round about shall be gathered. ذهب وخسف وبغاديم la robe mod, gold and silver and garments for abundance exceedingly. וכן תהיה מגפה הסוס הפרד והגמל והחמור. And this shall be the plague of the horse and the mule and the camel and the donkey. وكل البهيمة, and all the animals أتريه بمحنوت ههم, which shall be in those camps. Kammagefa hadot, like that plague. Wahaya kol hanotar mikol hagoyim habaim ala Yerushalem, and it shall be all the remnant from all the nations that are coming upon Yerushalem. Wa'alu midde shana b'shana lihistahawot lemelech Yahweh Shabbaot, and they shall go up from sufficiency of year in its year, for to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, Wala hog et the hag hasukot, and to keep the festival of the booths. Wahaya atralo ya'ala mehet mishbahot ha'arsh ela Yerushalem lehistahawot lemelech Yahweh Shabbaot. Waloha alehem yihya hagashim, and it shall be, who does not go up from the families of the land of the earth to Jerusalem to worship to the King Yahweh of hosts, there shall not be upon them the rain. Wehima mishpahat mithraim aloha ta'ala waloha baha waloha alehem. Tihya hammagefa atara yigof Yahweh et hagoyim atara loh ya'alub lahog et hag hasukot. And if the family of Mithraim, Egypt, does not go up and does not come, and it is not upon them, the plague shall be which Yahweh shall strike the nations which do not go up to to keep festival, the festival of the booths. This shall be the sin of Mithraim, or the punishment for sin of Mithraim. And the punishment or sin of all the nations which do not go up La hog et hag hasukot, to keep festival, the festival of the booths. Do you see here that it's a sin to not do what God has commanded? It's not for you to think about, oh, this is not a moral issue. It's not for you to divide up God's words into moral issues and not moral issues and say, I'll keep the moral ones, whichever ones you think are moral. If Noah had done so, and God says, look, build an ark, and he says, I don't think that's a moral issue, he would not have been saved. What's important is not moral, moral is not the only thing that's important, but doing what God has commanded, that is what's important. In the beginning, the devil offered Hawa morality, the knowledge of the good and the evil, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and she took it, and that was her sin. That was man's sin. He chose morality rather than obeying what God said, which was, don't eat from that tree. We need to obey what God says, whether it's moral or not, whether we think it's moral or not. And he says that he wants his festivals kept. Are you paying attention? Do what God says. Don't just do what's good in your eyes. Of course, don't go against your conscience either. That would be sin as well. But you must obey God's word. That's what it's all about, from the beginning unto now. And in that day it shall be on the bells of the horses, Kodesh LeYahweh, holiness to Yahweh. Wahaya hasirot bevet Yahweh, kam mizraqim lifne hamidbeh. And the pots in the house of Yahweh shall be like the sprinkling bowls before the altar. The bowls for sprinkling the blood on the altar. That means they'll be very holy. Wahaya kol sir b'Yerushalem u'b'Yehuda kodesh leYahweh Javaot. And it shall be, every pot in Jerusalem and in Yehuda shall be holy to Yahweh of hosts. Wavahu kol hazovahim Walaqahu mehem ubishalu vahem. And they shall come, all the sacrificers, and they shall take from them, and they shall boil in them. Walo yihye Kanaani od bebet Yahweh Javaot by Yom Hahu. And there shall not be a Kanaani still in the house of Yahweh of hosts in that day.